Welcome everybody. This is an orientation video to English 2 Online. I'm your instructor, Heather Springer. I use she and her pronouns. So in this video, which is pretty typical, is something you're going to see from me a couple of times a month, I am going to walk you through some specific things that you need to know to get excited about the class, to get engaged with the class. And then I'm going to show you some specific things in Canvas. And then there's going to be several things that you'll need to do afterwards to get started for week 1. So I'm really excited this semester to bring back a favorite book that I've taught before, Being Wrong: Adventures in the Margin of Error. Kathryn Schulz is a New York Times writer who was sort of perplexed by this philosophical idea that we're all fallible, right? We all make mistakes, and yet have really no tolerance for being wrong in the moment. She investigates the ways that we are really attached to being right and kind of can't handle it when we're not. Her book makes the point that from our schooling to our healthcare malpractice, from stand-up comedy to romantic relationships, we benefit from the possibility that, we might be wrong. You'll have a chance to read several chapters of this book. We're actually going to start at chapter 9 and then develop your own philosophy of error in writing. So you need the book Being Wrong, which is available in our Boot College bookstore and also online by September 10th at the latest. You'll have reading to do that week. And then you'll be writing a 4-page essay on your own philosophy of error by October 29th. You'll maybe ask some questions like, how do you approach error in your own life and why? Or how do you want to start approaching it? So this work will take us the first part of the semester. And in the second part, you'll be developing an inquiry, which is a research article for a public blog on a topic of your choice. And to do that, you'll be working on a volunteer project. In Canvas, we've been calling it community-based learning. So you'll hear a lot more about this in coming weeks. Actually, in next week, you'll hear a lot more. This is me, and I wanted to tell you that a few years ago, I got invited to start helping a few community gardens around Chico, California, where I live. The Quaker Meeting had a little peace garden, and around the corner from that was the Jesus Center garden. I already knew something about gardening, so I felt pretty confident. And boy, the time just flew by when I'd go to these work parties and chat with folks that I didn't know very well yet while we were digging and planting. I started to feel a real sense of connection to where I lived. And people who talk about volunteering and civic engagement, this is one of the things they say. I noticed I would drive by and the plot would start getting weedy, and I thought, well, we should have a work day to fix that, not someone should fix that. So the difference, right, is that you start to feel a kind of ownership, a kind of intention about the place where you live. I also started working with friends to prepare meals for the Torres shelter, and had another sort of aha moment when I really was thinking about all of the things that could have changed in my life that could have also led me to be hungry or homeless. And so that was really helpful to be like on the ground, serving, contributing, and also thinking about my own life and the lives of people around me. Most of all, volunteer opportunities have always been a chance for me to get out of selling my time. Most of my days, and yours probably are too, are taken up with working for wages. And this was a chance to contribute something else, contribute my insights and my labor in a different way. And so I invite you all to think about how this might benefit you this semester. Research shows us that young people who volunteer are more likely to vote. They're more likely to feel empowered as citizens. One study found that volunteers become emotionally connected to the communities they serve, which means they're more likely to stick around and give back. And so this is something that I think is a really big value. So as we volunteer this semester, your volunteer project will, I hope, do these things. But most of all, I'm hoping that it will generate things for you to write about that are connected to the actual communities that you live in. Schulz books gives us some perspective on how we think about the world, what we think we know, and what turns out to be different than what we thought we knew. And community-based learning assignments will help us apply those reflections and do something with them. The final project of the semester is going to be an article like one of these on a community-based blog. So you're thinking about the problems of whatever situation you decided to volunteer in, and then you're offering some solutions and some insights into how you might, how we might engage with this issue. We'll do this next week, but you'll have an opportunity to look at a number of places that are local, and your volunteer commitment for the semester in my class is going to be 8 hours. So that's a little introduction, get you, I hope, excited and engaged in doing that, and you'll be reading more about it next week. Here is the logistical part of the video. So I want to walk you through what you're going to see when you log in, and you probably already have seen some of this. Everything I'm going to say right now will not replace your need to read the syllabus and your need to read the introduction to class and week 1. So please be sure to do that as soon as you finish watching the video. The first thing I want to show you is that your profile over here allows you to put in a bio and a photo, which I'd like you to do. It makes it a little bit warmer for us to get to know each other when we're only interacting online. And then you have this opportunity to set up notifications, which I'd like you to do as well. If you would like to get announcements from me, and I highly recommend that you have this one checked, to an email that you regularly check, then you need to update all of this. Make sure this is an email that you check. Make sure that you get announcements. The announcements will be things like I've moved an assignment, or I've canceled an assignment, or I didn't get something from you. So make sure that you be sure to check what kinds of things you want reminders about. And to email me, you're going to go to this inbox icon on the left-hand side, and then you're going to send me. This won't have anybody in it. There we go. You're going to send me a new email by compose new message, and then to find me, you'll just type my name. Yeah. Pretty easy. This is the primary way that you are going to get a hold of me. And the syllabus has a couple of other ways that you can also get a hold of me if you need to. All right, so going back to our course. As I said, the first thing that you're going to want to do is read the syllabus, and I'm only going to call attention to 2 things in here, and then I'm going to ask you to read the rest of it on your own. I have office hours on main campus during these times, and then I have online office hours Tuesday afternoons. I'm also in person if you wanted to come out to the main campus. You can contact me through this Canvas inbox that I just showed you to get an immediate response. We'll also do some video conferencing as the semester moves along. And go ahead and read through here to find out how you can get 10 extra credit points. Assignment due dates are also in the syllabus, all the way at the bottom. Notice that the date is here, the assignment name is here, and you can just click on it to go to it. All of them will be due by 11:59 Pacific time. And then the other way to find out the due dates for assignments in this class is to click on this calendar view. And the calendar view, I think confusingly, gives you all of the classes you're enrolled in. So you could click all of these boxes and have them all appear. But for our purposes, we're just looking at English 2. So notice that by this Wednesday, the 23rd, you need to introduce yourself. And then you have a discussion due on the 27th. Now, an easy way to do this is to just click here and go to the assignment itself. So it'll now open for us. This assignment is, you can always see in the, from the homepage, you can always see how much assignments are worth, and that's going to also help you pace yourself. So this is a big assignment, 25 points. This is 10. And then this is really big. You have a 100-point assignment due in week 3. So be sure you're paying attention to that. The grades tab right here will allow you to see how you're doing in the class. Oh, I actually need to go into student view for this one. So grades will allow you to see how you're doing in the class. I'm doing quite well. I have an A, 90%. I'm joking here because I just submitted something else that I had written for this major assignment, but I did want to do it for you so you could see. So this means you haven't submitted it yet. And if it is after August 27th, this will be red and it will say late. You should read the syllabus for my late policy on late work. I have about a 1 week turnaround on getting work back to you. It will sometimes be 2 weeks, especially with longer pieces like writing assignment 1 will be. Here's your score, 90 out of 100. Here are some comments that I left. They're usually a little longer than this. And here is how you did on the rubric. I'll provide a rubric for every major assignment, the major essays that you're writing. So you can see 3 out of 3, 2 out of 3, and so on, okay? And then the score. At the bottom, it tells you your total, and this is adjusted every time I update grades. No, I haven't graded it if it does not appear in here, okay? And the last thing I'd like to do is show you the Introduce Yourself assignment that you're going to complete for Wednesday of this week. This is the very first assignment you need to do. All the assignments have the same information. So when you click on them, it will have the due date, it will have the points possible, and it will have some instructions about what I want in terms of a submission. A text box entry and a file upload is a little more complicated than you might be used to. So there are 2 pieces I want for this assignment. And there are several assignments this semester where I'm going to want you to show your work. And so you're going to have 2 pieces that you're going to upload. So the instructions say to watch this video and then to download a particular worksheet, to fill out that worksheet, and to write me a short note. I'm going through this quickly because you're going to read it all on your own. To submit the assignment, you're going to need to copy and paste what you wrote in the text box, and then you're going to need to upload an image. Now you can just take a photo with your phone and upload it like a JPEG image of the photo in order to show your work. So this is maybe going to be a learning curve for some of you, but know that that is a common thing that I'm going to ask you to do this semester. So what you'll do is you'll hit Begin Assignment. You'll browse to attach a file. You will have a text entry, and then let me submit it. It will give you this little receipt. Your submission has been turned in August 9th, 3/14, submission details. So you have a receipt to confirm that you turned it in at that date and time. If you do not see this, then your submission was not received. In other words, maybe your internet was interrupted or something happened. You didn't attach a file, although I didn't here and I still got a submission. So make sure that you that you do that, that you make sure that you've got a receipt. You should check the syllabus to make sure that you know how to find the right file format that I want. It says a file upload, but I have requirements about which file formats I will accept. Check the syllabus for that. Also check the syllabus for information on a free download for Microsoft Word. And also check the syllabus for expectations on length and something called netiquette, which is a fancy way of talking about and thinking about how we want to talk to each other in this class, what kinds of language and tone we want to use with each other. So all of that is available in the syllabus. What you're going to do now, I hope, is go and read the syllabus, which is right on the left-hand corner here. Read through it all. If you have questions, remember, you can always ask in the inbox, and you can also ask on this open forum. This is just for any questions you have for anyone about the class. This is not just me, or materials that you want to post if you find they're interesting. So you're going to read the syllabus, and then you are probably after that going to want to go in and start working on Introduce Yourself assignment. So I go to Home, Week 1, Introduce Myself, Syllabus, to read the syllabus. Thanks very much. I'm glad to have you in class.